Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers in the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group. This is video 5 in our Winter Animals series, and this is a Vectoria Design kit by the same name. This is a Sweet Pea Papers project. And when we left off, we were on page 8, which is the back. And yeah, we got all this done. We haven't done anything with the writing sheets yet. Writing pages. And wow, I didn't even think about this right here. Wonder if we should paper that. We should have papered the back. Anyway, just noticed it just now. I went ahead and what is on here? I don't know. I mean, there's glue, but I don't see any dirt. I keep getting stuff on there. Even though it's going to be covered, but still. I went ahead and, let me move this out of the way. We had, I lost my train of thought. We had started the page and I said we were going to finish it in this video. Then I realized that all we had left to do was really just paper the flaps. And I thought, well, we could have a better use of our time by actually doing page 9. So to finish off page 8, this is what I'm going to use for a writing card. I am waiting for scraps on this from page 9. Then when you flip this up, I added some writing paper, and what I did was I took the misprint that had the lines on it and used it to make lines for writing paper. Then when you open it, this is so skinny, I should have made this at least an inch wider, just so you know. I made this a picture page. It was so narrow. I could have made another writing page, but I really like the pictures in this kit, and we don't really get to use them. And then on this side, I made use of the half of one of those, that CD that I cut crooked, CD cover. And I cut it straight, you know, touched it up a little bit. And then I added a card, of course, with it, and I used a charm. Now it's backwards facing this way because we decided already that all the eyelets were going to face pretty side towards the front of the book. So that means it's kind of ugly side here. You have no choice. It's going to be ugly side one way or the other. And even though it looks like that card goes all the way through, obviously it doesn't. And I glued this on as a pocket. So when you have it open, you can get the little card out. And this is from the kit. I didn't cut this like this. Well, I mean, I did. But I mean, the image was already like that. So that's all I've done. I still need to make a card to put in the tuck, to tuck up in there. And I need to finish this here, but I'm waiting on some papers to become available to finish that. Okay, so that's what we've done on that so far. We're going to come back to it. And once I finish this last little bit of this one, the signature one will be completed and in the correct order. We won't have to shuffle anything around or whatever, so we'll be able to glue the pages in the book. And I will try to glue one in on camera, but I mean, it's pretty basic. You just put glue on the back of the paper and you put it on the paper. So, okay, let's go on to page 9. Now, I've never done something like this one before, so this is going to be a little interesting. Maybe not. I said that before, remember? And then we got done right away, and I was like, oh, okay, well. So this is our paper for page 9. Got the hedgehog. So you already know there's going to be an acetate pocket, not a regular pocket, because I'm darn sure not going to cover up the hedgehog. So we'll do that later. Here's a piece of acetate. We're going to use this a couple times. Then we're going to make a shaker tag, but we're going to make a shaker tag with a difference. Now, these little gems are colored, but they're silver on the back side. So I'm hoping enough of them will go, you'll see enough of them on the back side that the silver will be predominant. Let's see, we're not ready for this yet. So we'll set that to the side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a tag with a shaker, but it's going to open and close. And so the shaker card, the shaker part is not going to be see-through all the way through. It's just going to be in the front. Okay, so what I want to do, and I'm going to look at my notes on this because it took me a while to get it written out in the right order so that everything worked out. So I already cut and inked the paper. So I'm going to cut out one single tag that's 4 by 6. And I believe I decided to make it out of this. So this will be the single because that'll be the cover. Yes, that's correct. And then we're going to cut this one at 6 by 8. And then we're going to fold it in half. Okay, so let's cut this one at 6 by 8. That gives us a good size scrap for the page before, for page 7. I mean page 8. Let me put that over here. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Now we can be matchy-matchy. Okay, and then we want it to be 6. Which I can never figure out 6 on this. The line where it splits is right on 6. Who's on 6? So now we have another nice scrap. Then we want this one to be 4 by 6. We want this to be in the bottom right hand corner. So we want to make that width. We want to cut the 4 on here and then the 6 this way. So you're going to have to turn it upside down in your trimmer so that you're saving this side and cutting off this side. How is that not right? It is. I was like, no, not a mistake already. Fold this big giant paper trimmer in half. Okay, now we're going to take this paper and fold it in half, and we want this side to be out so that you've got a cover and a back cover. Okay, then we're going to put this one on top of it. Let's make sure they're the same size. Okay, and then I'm going to paper clip mine together so they don't slide. If my voice seems really loud right now, it's because I'm standing up. So that puts my head right by the mic. So let me get my card. Well, I guess maybe I'm not going to paper clip it. Paper clip it down here. And this is a pretty big tag, so let's do this. I also think they might slide when you cut into them. So, and the reason I'm putting these the way they're going to go at the end is because if you cut one off a little bit, they still all match up when we put them together. I never seem to get them exactly the same. Okay. Now we're going to take a rectangle die. I'm going to unclip these. This one, except for being inked, is done. Oh, this is going to be a lot easier than I thought, I think. I thought. I don't know. We'll see. And we're going to put our shaker. Ooh, what about a circle up here? That might be more fun. Sorry about that. I thought I had them out, but they were the squares. Oh, I definitely think a circle would be more fun. And the reason we're just cutting the hole in the single one is because we're going to go ahead and let this back with the birds show through the back of the shaker tag window. And I'm going to leave this side up so that it's got the little pattern. Let me get this centered. Or at least where I want it, whether it's the center or not. The center is yet to be seen. I just didn't feel like measuring it, so I put it where I want it. Okay. Wow, I took my Nexium, had a bowl of cereal with some almond milk, which has no flavor, but they didn't have any soy milk. And, sorry about that. And I still have a stomachache. Amazing. So we'll save this, of course, and put this away. Oh, actually, the piece that gets cut out is the one that has the pattern. Duh. So now we're going to ink them all. I decided to wait and ink them all together. This one does have a little bit of a ridge around. Could be operator error. I don't know how long blades last. Die. I would think forever. They're just cutting through paper. Well, not forever, but how often do you use each one? It's not like you use it 100 times a day. If you use it 100 times over its lifetime, unless it's something very common like a rectangle, a circle, or a square, I would think it would last your crafting lifetime. Unless you're 25 now. I'm sure it would last 40 years. And the lighter side is on the inside. So you'll be able to write on both sides, and I will stencil in here. Oh, we already did that side. I'm talking and not thinking while I'm inking. This is exciting. It's like watching paint dry. But it has to be done. So I'm filming this in December. And even though I live in Seattle, which we usually have very temperate weather, I mean, because it is going to be 45 today. It's only 28 degrees now. So it's a pretty good sized jump during the day. But I was going to take my recycling out this morning because it's gotten out of control. I drink so many cans of pop during the day, and I recycle aluminum. But I get a paper bag, a grocery bag full very quickly. Okay, so we got this. You see, and this is going to show through here. It's a little busy. But the shaker stuff will be in between until, dun, 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 until we take the card out. We're going to put a card in here too. Which, did I even set paper aside for that? I don't think I did. Huh. That might work. I don't know. I may make it off camera because I wasn't thinking. Okay, so we want to turn this way. We want to put the acetate on it. Yeah, it's only been 15 minutes. Huh. I keep a paper clip on the acetate so I can keep track of it. And truth be told, we could have made the tag 7 inches tall and it would have been fine. But 4 inches wide is a nice width on this paper. Can you even see it? Yeah. Okay. Sharpie out, a little red Sharpie. And what we're going to do, instead of making 2 papers with this on one of these pieces on each paper, is we're going to make 1 paper with 2 pieces of acetate on it with the shaker thingies in between. So hopefully that will work. Well, that's a little long, isn't it? Doesn't matter because we're going to cut the length from this part right below anyway. We'll already have the width. Now what's in the way? There we go. Huh, that was weird. Okay, I'm going to take this Oh, when I cover the flap on this page, then I'm going to put an acetate belly band on here and put a long, narrow card. And what was I going to say? I'm going to use an acetate belly band on it. So I wanted to cut this piece, start cutting it up for this before I made the belly band on the other one. Okay, we're going to cut this the other way. I do not know why acetate starts curling up as soon as you take it out of the package. It's kind of funny. Can we line up 2 pieces of acetate and cut 2 pieces the same size? That is the question. Oops. Talking with the pen cap in my mouth. And I'm not sure this will work. It should. I can't think of any flaws in my plan. That most certainly means there's a flaw in my plan somewhere. Now these shaker things are actually nail gems for putting on your nails. So they don't shake very well. They're not flat. But it's the only thing I have. So that's what I'm using. Okay, I'm going to set this one in between here so I know where it is. Because this is the thinner acetate, so it's very clear. I mean, it isn't shaded a little bit by the thicker acetate. They're both clear, but the other one has more thickness, so you can actually see it a little better. Okay, they're not both clear. They're both see-through. They're transparent. They're not completely invisible. Well, except for when you're trying to put glue on it. This works better when you have your glue bottle full, because then you can just go whoop. And yes, that's what it sounds like. Whoop. I think I glued this the opposite way as to the way I cut it. If I want to take it up, I'll end up getting acetate on, or glue on the area that shows. It's alright. It's just a little close right here, but it is glued. Now we're going to put some of these guys on here. If you put too many, they definitely won't shake. I'm going to try to get them in one layer. Try to put just a little bit more. Normally you would just kind of pile them in the center, but these are not like flat little snowflakes, which is what, you know what I should have done? I should have cut out flat little snowflakes on my Scan and Cut. Except the mat's so old the machine ate it. Just sucked it right in sideways. I should have known better than to leave the cap off when it was that full. Except now's when I'm going to use it. Okay, so we're going to carefully set that to the side. I'm going to put the glue on here. If you remember, I marked this on the left side. You want to make sure you've got glue all the way around. There's no gaps. Now this thin acetate, the glue Fabri-Tac, is acetone based, so it will actually kind of eat into it a little bit. Okay, now this is the trick. You want to lay this down, making sure that you get this out of here, whatever it is. Oh. All right then. Now, since we're going to have a card going in and out, that seems all right actually. I'm going to put a piece of tape on that side. See if this is long enough. Doesn't matter. I accidentally bought skinny tape. It's only 1/2 inch and not 3/4 inch long. But I can see right now that might come in handy for what we do. Putting magnets on, you know, in small places and things like that. So, gosh. We don't want putting the card in and out to pull on the acetate, that's for sure. Okay, so now we want to glue this one to this one as a pocket. So we're only going to glue here, 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 and here. So we want our pocket to open up to the right because this is the spine side of the book. So it'll be in like this. And our card will have its tab. And, yeah, actually this card could have been made bigger all the way around by about 3/4 inch wider. And at least an inch taller. That's all right. So now we've got this. We've got our shaky. It's not a whole lot in there, but that's all right. We're going to put this on. Oh, look at our little hedgehog. Isn't he sweet? That was smart. So we're going to glue them together as a pocket. I'm reminding myself, not you. I'm sure you remember. You guys are smart. I'm a little scatterbrained sometimes. Okay, now we want to put these on even. As I put them on crooked. And you don't want to get glue on the acetate. So try not to have any on your fingers when you're gluing them together because that's not good. So now all we need to do is make a card and slide it in. And then, excuse me, stencil the inside. Let's put our, and I've shown you how to make a card 100 times. You know, you just slide the paper in there, measure how tall, cut it. I think that turned out really cute. I do. I think the part with the tag inside and then it opening up to the writing space. I saw someone make one that had a tag that went in, and then I thought of making this. I'm not saying nobody else has ever done it before. I'm sure they have a million times. But for me, it was the first time I ever thought of it. So that's important. That's all that's important. Is this big enough? Surely not. Nope. Okay, so let's put our paper clip on here. This is just getting darn confusing. You know, I didn't even look at my notes. I'm very proud of myself. Okay, now I can't use that right there unless I cut the top off. So I'm going to switch it around this way. No, I'm just going to trim the top right now. I don't want to accidentally have that little red mark. Okay. And then obviously you've made a pocket before. And since it's an acetate pocket, we can make it a little bit taller to hold our card in securely. I didn't think I was ever going to get the lid off that pen. I'm going to mark it right on the outside. And I'll cut just inside the mark. I want to cut the long ways first, so I have a long piece to make a belly band with for the other page. So I'm going to cut the 11 side first. What am I doing here? The reason it's taking me a second is because turning the page around, now I'm trying to remember which side of the red line I was supposed to cut on. And being acetate, it's a little bit harder to line up. Trying to decide if it's crooked. This paper, or this acetate, is very, very thin. I like the one step thicker, even though it's got a little bit of a shadow to it, because, well, it's the other piece. That's the piece I left the red on. I could just cut that, but I've still got room. That must have been me not realizing which side of the line I needed to cut on. Now let's see. I think we're still a little wide. Nope. Oh, we're fine. Okay, we're just going to glue 3 sides. So what we'll do is I will pause the video and get everything ready for page 10. And then we'll come back and do that. You know, I think it's because we didn't do 8. That we have, you know, that this part didn't take as long. But I honestly thought it would be harder to make the shaker tag with the double acetate versus acetate. Well, you know what I mean. 2 cards with acetate and then put them together. I thought just gluing the acetate on the acetate with the shaky stuff in between would be more difficult. Not sure why I thought that. Can't see where the bottom of the acetate was. Should have gone by the glue line. This glue dries really clear on this thinner acetate. It kind of sparkly on the thicker acetate. Okay, so we've got that. Oops. Do I have another piece on the trimmer? Oh, I should. I should have a long... Oh, there's another piece. I don't think this one's long enough for this piece. Nope, I'm going to have to cut into another piece to make the belly band for that anyway. So, that did not work out as planned. So then this card... oh, we only have 20 minutes left. I think, since it's the hedgehog and the pine cones and all that, I think we will do the pine cones. And I have to remember with this stencil to put it all the way up to the top to where it looks like it's not in the right spot. If I put it like this, over like that, I think that will do it. Not that I couldn't do a page in 20 minutes, but I have no idea what I was gonna do. So hopefully we will get, or I will get my act together so we end up with the right number of videos, or there's going to be weekend videos involved when I release them, because I have 2 design team projects every month. So that means 2 weeks usually are already, you know, spoken for. So then 2 weeks, which is 10 videos, is usually how long I make one of these series. But that includes a flip through. So I could make an 11th video if I needed to as the flip through, or even a 12th. To tell you the truth, I don't think we're going to need anywhere near that. Okay. And did it again. Pushing down on it so hard that when I go to move my finger, it picks the stencil up. And it doesn't matter to me if there's a variation in darkness. You know, I don't try to make it exactly solid. It doesn't need to be, in my mind. And I know I could have done the pine cones brown and the needles green, but I think that looks just as good. And I should probably flip the stencil over and stencil this side, if you know what I mean. So do it this way and do it diagonal to where those two point to each other. So I'll do that off camera. And then, yeah. Now you could put a pocket inside, like on this side, and just leave this for writing, but then this is kind of lumpy from the shaker stuff. So you could actually put a pocket in here and add a tag, or you can leave it as writing space. Now that I say it, since you can't really write on, oh, the shaker's up at the top, you can write at the bottom. You can write down there easily. I'm going to leave it all writing. And I'm going to stencil this up here. And that way it will mirror image each other. Okay? All right, so we still have, it's still 40 minutes is all, but 45 minutes is good for a video. 42, 41 minutes is fine too. So let's go ahead and call this a video. And I will see you in the next video. And that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.